Hi everybody. So today is Friday and it's my last day of school before the weekend. Thank God. Today and yesterday my lesson was basically a game for my high school students. I'm actually in the classroom right now. This is our English classroom. As you can see, student artwork up there and over there. And today was a crap day. And I usually only post about the good things and the good days. But I thought it was really important to catch, I guess, my feeling today. So we had a game, and I had planned a game because I literally did not know what else to do. And I teach at a technical high school on Thursday and Friday. And for the most part, it's very, very difficult for students to pay attention in class for an English lesson, like a proper English lesson where I'm teaching a phrase or vocabulary or something like that. Because these are students that, for the most part, already have given up. They've already given up on studies because the technical school kind of means that you're not really going to go to high school, college, that you are going to go out in the job force and work. And whether you're, I guess, usually that might mean like maybe your parents don't have money, or you just don't really have a goal, or you just don't study hard enough. I'm not sure. But for the past 2 years, and I've been at the same school, this is my third year at this school. So for the past 2 years, that hasn't been my perception that, oh, these kids are like awful, you know? A lot of people in the town, they talk really badly about this school in particular, about the students, how the students aren't good, how the students like misbehave and smoke and drink and do all these kinds of things. And in my head, well, that's what teenagers do, right? Like, teenagers smoke and teenagers drink and they do stupid things when they're young, because who hasn't done stupid things when they were young? And the whole purpose of being a teacher, being an adult in a young person's life, is to kind of navigate them into a better path, just to try to like make them go down the right road, you know, like to not have them be self-destructive and destructive of other people or of other things, just to get them to respect and appreciate other people and themselves. So, saying all of that, getting back to the point of the purpose of this video, the game that I had planned for today's lesson was supposed to be a game where we reviewed adjectives in the form of personality traits and appearance. So I actually had a phone call. Sorry. So the premise of the game was to practice basically adjectives in the form of talking about people, like their personalities, and people's appearance. So he is a smart person, or she is a kind person, or he is a beautiful person, like that. So what I did was I wrote the phrase that we were practicing on the board, and then I wrote some vocabulary on the board that we had practiced, and then also new vocabulary. And this is previous lesson material from a lesson that I did last week or 2 weeks ago about personality. They did like a little fake personality quiz, and then they did a palm reading thing, and they learned about their Western zodiac, and they already knew their Eastern zodiac, so I just looked up words that would kind of coincide with those personalities, and I put that into the presentation that I did. It worked well enough. Like, students were kind of off task for the most part, but it worked well enough for that last lesson. So I thought, okay, well, today for this lesson I'll do a game and they'll have fun and it'll be fine. For the most part, the kids had fun. They played a game. It was very similar to musical chairs. You have a bunch of chairs sitting in a circle. The students are facing each other in a circle, and you take away one chair so that one student is standing in the middle, and they must make a sentence using the vocabulary on the board that I had written. So after they do that, they say like a word, in this case fruits, and I had given every student a specific fruit to remember. So once that fruit is called, for instance apple, then all the people that had to remember apple, they get up, exchange seats, and that person in the middle has to also try to find a seat so that there's only one person standing in the middle. Okay. I did not want to do the game here in class because, as you can see, we have rolling chairs. These chairs move around, so I did not want my students rolling around everywhere, because they already do that in class. So my suggestion to my co-teachers was to have class in the students' homerooms, because those chairs don't move. And it was okay. It was okay until the students had to like switch seats. And at a technical high school, you're going to find a lot of boys. A lot of boys that are very tall, very strong for their age, but their mental development is not there yet. As we all know, like, boys mature much slower than girls for the most part. And these boys, for this particular game, these boys are super competitive because, of course, they don't want to be the last one standing that has to like speak English, right? So a lot of them were pushing and shoving and grabbing each other and like tossing each other and all kinds of stuff, and it got to be very violent. And it's sad because it's supposed to be a fun game. Like, they were having fun, they were enjoying it, but they were too violent with it. And it got to the point, yesterday the classes were fine. And even though like some kids like kind of like fell over or like accidentally ran into each other or something like that, it wasn't that bad. Today, for whatever reason, I don't understand why, but my co-teacher never informed me that one of my students actually had surgery in his stomach. So he was hurt previous to this game, and then we started playing the game. There's something on the phone. We started playing the game, and then I think it was during like one of the seat changing rounds, he got hit in the same area as his like surgery scar or whatever, and he was really hurt. So that put a damper on the game. I mean, the kids continued to play, but then at a certain point, they were all just like, we're not gonna cooperate anymore. So it was like, okay. So we had to stop the game like a good 20 to 30 minutes early. And the rest of the time, they just like sat with their heads down on the desks. It's like this is a good representation of the reality of what teaching is in Korea. I don't know where the belief that just because you're in a Eastern country, the kids are behaved better comes from. I don't know where that came from, because kids are kids everywhere, all over the world. So this is like a good, I guess, realization for whoever is going to come here and wanting to teach here, that it's not easy and it's not perfect. You are not some savior. You're not the person that's going to just come in and like magically like just change the school, change the system, change all the kids and all that stuff. That's not going to happen. So you need to figure out what your actual position and place is and what you are actually meant to do here in this program, because today was a really shitty day for me as a teacher, because I wanted to have a fun game for these kids. I expected that they would be at least a little bit adult, but I have to come to terms with my expectations of students and what I want from them and what I know I can get from them. So yeah, I feel a little down today. I don't feel that great about how class went. And that's just something that I have to work on as a person in general, because I do like generally tend to have high expectations of people, and as a teacher for this school, because for my other schools I have higher expectations for my students, but I have to understand that that is not the same for this school. And so yeah, that is one of the things that you just need to think about. And you know what, whether you're a teacher abroad or a teacher in your home country, it's just the reality of what we do, of what we are as teachers. We're human and we're flawed. And we are not just teaching, but we're also learning all the time. So that's all I want to share for today, because I don't have any more classes, thank goodness. So I'm gonna go home and relax, probably drink a little bit. So, as always, remember, be courageous, be curious, but always be kind. Like and subscribe for more, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Hi guys! It's been a while, hasn't it? And first of all, I am not in a jail cell. This is my apartment. This is my kitchen in the back and my washing machine. Okay, so let's get a few things off the agenda first. I was really, really sick, and I literally could not talk for 2 weeks. I had laryngitis and could literally not open my mouth. Hi everybody, it's me, the NOLA Expat, coming back with some informational videos. So it's been about 2 years since I've moved here to Korea, and I am currently living in Gangwon-do, and I am an EPIC teacher. So for those of you who are interested in coming to Korea and teaching English, I have